Hello Russian learners! Anastasia here, and today I am going to teach you how to say I want somebody to do something in Russian. In English it is a so-called complex object construction, but in Russian we are going to use a special construction with the word ЧТОБЫ. Watch this video carefully, because at the end I am also going to teach you how to say I want you to have something. You know, when you translate have into Russian, you should be careful because we are using a completely different construction here. So watch the video till the end, it will be useful. Let's achieve it! Before we get to the compound sentences with ЧТОБЫ, let's look at these two simple sentences. Я хочу говорить по-русски. I want to speak Russian. Я хочу сказать правду. I want to tell the truth. So in these simple sentences, English pretty much corresponds to Russian. We use I want plus infinitive. Я хочу говорить. Я хочу сказать. But what do we have when we want to say, I want him to speak Russian, or I want him to tell the truth? English just uses the object form of the pronoun he, him. But what do we have in Russian? Let's see. Я хочу, чтобы он говорил по-русски. Я хочу, чтобы он сказал правду. So in English, the structure is the same as in sentences like I love him or I ask him. So it's just complicated with a verb infinitive. I want him to speak. I want him to tell. But in Russian, it is a very important nuance here. We have two subjects, so not an object form of the pronoun he, but its subject form, он. So we have two subjects, я and он. Я хочу, чтобы он говорил. Я хочу, чтобы он сказал. So in each part of this compound sentence, each subject controls its own verb, and this is the main difference between English and Russian here. So in the second part of this sentence, you can see that we use the verb in the past tense. Why is that? Why do we use it in the past tense? Somebody might find it weird because when we say, I want somebody to do something, it's kind of about the future, right? We want somebody to do something in the future. So why do we use the verb in the past tense in the Russian sentence? The thing is, the sentence using ЧТОБЫ is a type of a conditional sentence. So we want this condition to get fulfilled. And in our head, when we say such a sentence, this condition is already fulfilled. So if I want something to happen, in my head, I already imagine that it already happened. So it's already in the past. So I hope you got the idea, and now I can tell you about more complex cases, like saying, I want you to have something. But before we move on to that, I suggest you check yourself. So, how do you say this in Russian? I want him to do it. Я хочу, чтобы он сделал это. I want her to win. Я хочу, чтобы она выиграла. I want my husband to give me flowers. Я хочу, чтобы муж подарил мне цветы. I want my husband to give me flowers regularly. Я хочу, чтобы муж регулярно дарил мне цветы. So in this case, we used the imperfective verb дарить because we are talking about a regular situation. In my previous video, I told you about imperfective and perfective infinitive. So in the sentences with ЧТОБЫ, these rules work as well. We use imperfective for regular situation and we use perfective for one-time situation. Please watch my previous video to learn more about it. I want you to come. Я хочу, чтобы ты приехал. Or я хочу, чтобы ты приехала. So in this case, it depends on who you are talking to. It works with inanimate nouns too. I want my computer to work well. Я хочу, чтобы мой компьютер работал хорошо. Now, what are we going to do with sentences like I want the weather to be hot or I want you to have something? To understand this, first let's look at simple present tense sentences. The weather is hot or simply it's hot. Жарко. You have a car. У тебя есть машина. He has a job. У него есть работа. She has a child. У нее есть ребенок. You are here. Ты здесь. So, what do these sentences have in common? The verb to be. You know that in Russian, in the present tense, we normally don't use the verb to be, like in the very first sentence and in the very last sentence here. But we use the only present tense form of this verb, есть, in sentences like у меня есть. I have or in my world exists something. So in all these present tense sentences, we use the verb to be. And what is going to happen when we turn these sentences into conditional sentences with ЧТОБЫ? Let's see. Я хочу, чтобы было жарко. Я хочу, чтобы у тебя была машина. Я хочу, чтобы у него была работа. Я хочу, чтобы у нее был ребенок. Я хочу, чтобы ты был здесь. Или я хочу, чтобы ты была здесь. So, in all these sentences, we will use the verb to be with ЧТОБЫ in the past tense. Please pay attention to what this verb agrees with. It agrees with its subject. In the very first sentence, there is no subject, there is no noun in a sentence. So, we are using the verb to be in its neutral form. When there is no subject, the verb to be takes the neutral form. In the next 3 sentences, we agree the verb to be with the following word, because this word is the subject in the sentence. I want the car to be in your world. That's what we say literally. Or I want a job to be in his world, and so on. And in the very last sentence, again, the verb to be agrees with its subject, ты, and it depends on who you are referring to, a man or a woman. So we can say «Я хочу, чтобы ты был здесь», talking about a man, or «Я хочу, чтобы ты была здесь», when we talk about a woman. Now check yourself. Turn these present tense sentences into conditional sentences with «чтобы». So say I want it to be fun, or I want her to have children. And please write your answers in the comments. I will check them and give you my feedback. If you want, please also write your own examples. It will be a good practice for you to make this construction sink in. So that was it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and if you find this video useful, please, as usual, give me a like and ask any questions in the comments. If anything is still unclear, or you want to know something about another aspect of the Russian grammar, I will certainly answer your questions in my future videos. Thank you very much. Увидимся. Пока-пока.